This has holes in it. In time she learned that the Sisterhood had secrets, or had she always known that? Had she come to them by chance, or had she sought them out deliberately? She wasn't sure, but by now she knew what she wanted, and she would do anything to get it. 902, 803... What are these numbers for? "902." Does that mean that... Yeah, but if I set it here, nothing shows up at... Unless that's... They're mountains. Yeah, this is how tall they are. So if I can just... Yeah, I put my finger on the screen to mark the place where the X was. The impressive ridgeline of the Crinkle Crag stretches across the full width of my vision. Days like today are worth being alive for. A colorful plant stands out among the moss. I have no idea what it is. Or what it could be. My old man recognizes a plant what can find pots of gold buried underground. Yeah, that reminds me of something. Don't know what it's called, but I bet you do. Yeah, that does sound familiar. Tell you what, when I'm rich, I'll throw a share of the gold your way. Yeah, it's a weeping bell. With soft frilled leaves. Let me see if I can find a plant like that anywhere. These leaves aren't particularly soft, or frilled for that matter. And I have not yet identified it. Do we even have it? This one just smells bad. None of these really describe how the leaves feel. This one. It has small leaves, but not soft ones. I don't think I have a plant matching this description. I don't think I have a plant that I can use to get to it. Unless... Wait a minute. Maybe this is it, but I... Okay, I don't know. Okay, I've been looking through the letters about Cedar Abbey, for example? Or that disc? Or this thing about Long Meg? Now there I have to go to the Abbey. But this thing about a corpse's friend... Now there I really don't know what to give them, because I'm looking for Devil's Night Trap. And that's a plant that smells like pine needles. Maybe it's this plant. Problem is, I have no idea whether pine needles smell acerbic or not. Out there anyway. There it is. I wonder if there are any plants that are known as other friends besides Corpse's friend. Does this plant smell like... No. So I am running out of plants to check. I'm guessing it's this. Then I don't have it. Either of these plants. Is a gentle scent the same as a pleasant scent? Well, so the plant here that they're looking for is not a plant that's colloquially known as a friend, but one that symbolizes friendship. I have one of those. Yeah, here. The hatch snaps shut and the oak door swings inward slowly without a sound. I am ushered in by a man wearing a plain brown robe. He nods sternly when I ask about Long Meg and leads me through the abbey to a small library filled with scrolls and books. Without a word, he pauses for a moment, surveying before selecting a scroll and handing it to me. I also have a book entry for sheepsnap. The sheepsnap is thought to bring good fortune when prepared correctly. The green seed pods of the sheepsnap have a hard outer shell and sound hollow and tapped. To the south, they call this plant the bulbs of Bayonne. That's somewhere in New Jersey, come to think of it. Regarding Long Meg, there is a stone circle north of Undermere. According to local legends, some hundreds, perhaps even thousands of years ago, a witch known as Long Meg lived nearby. Along with her daughters, there were wild, godless people who practiced evil magic until one night they went too far and Meg and her daughters returned to stone. The tall stone that stands apart from the main circle is called Long Meg by the locals. So I'm looking for a stone circle north of Undermere. I think I know where it is. So I have to start at Long Meg, which I think is here. And wait, where is the letter that tells me the coordinates? South 3, East 2. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. So here then. The river is in its youth here, flowing swiftly through the rocks with a melodic gurgle. Among the tall grasses that line the riverbank is a much more unusual-looking flower. Okay, who do we have? My old man reckons there's a plant what can find pots of gold buried underground. Don't know what it's called, but I bet you do. Tell you what, when I'm rich, I'll throw a share of gold your way. Yeah, let me see. Yeah, I'm looking for a weeping bell. Soft frilled leaves. Well, this one has soft leaves. They look frilled. Is this it? Yeah, it is. Here we go. Lister Meridoc. The round flower head of the Meridoc is made up of smaller yellow florets. A single drop of strong-smelling sap from this plant can utterly drain a person's mental faculties, rendering them slow and uncomprehending. Okay, let me see. Okay, so I can archive this. And this. As for this elixir, I mean... I think this is one of its components. So I'm going to put it over here. And I think this is another one, but the last one... Do I even have it? I don't think so. I mean, I'm looking for a 5-petaled flower with 2 stamens in it. And I don't think I have that anywhere. Oh, and let me archive the... Yeah, all this stuff I don't need. Okay. I have a task for you that would greatly aid the seeds of redemption. One of the Dreyers in town, we know he's paid you a visit already, no doubt feeding his habit. We suspect he's here to hunt the Dendrew. If he returns, give him some of this. He will make a worthy sacrifice to the Dendrew. Let's help him on his way. Yellow florets. I don't know whether I want to use this or not. Is this it? No. I vaguely remember coming across a plant that was described this way. Oh, it's Amos Duncan. I am heading out on the road again, but before I leave, I wanted to store some valuables in a safe. I don't trust myself to remember the combination, and I certainly don't trust myself to write it down anywhere and not lose it. This is where you come in. Surely you've got something up your sleeve for me. Balak's elixir. But I don't have the plants to make it. I mean, I've tried brewing it up a couple of times, but... supposedly I do have the right plants. Then... I mean, I've got one that's got 9 petals. That I think is here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... Yeah, 9 petals. So that's definitely one of them. And this one, 5 petals, 2 stamens, I think is this one. The last one, I think I tried brewing it before and got nowhere. Unless what I'm really looking for is, does Winterbone have the... Maybe that's where I was going wrong here. Because these other 2... There aren't a whole lot of plants with a lot of flowers on them. Or a lot of petals on them. And there are only 2, I think, that have 5 petals, 2 stamens, and are even shaped like that. I mean, this one, the petals are the wrong shape. So if this doesn't work, I am legitimately out of options. Okay, fine. I don't know. I already... This thing just tells me stuff that I already know. Or at least suspect. What about this one? Well, that one has too many petals in it. I'm starting to realize that there are more plants than I thought that have 1, 2, 3, 9 petals. But all I'm working on is a few vague drawings of plants, of flowers. Ah, here we go. So that's what it is. It's eyebright and those other 2 plants which I have not identified yet. Here we go. The spring waxcap, an edible mushroom with some mild medicinal properties. When dried and eaten, it can help relieve pain. Please help me, I lost my dog while out walking in the fells. The Mistral didn't know he was gone. I remember there was a plant you could use to help find people. I wonder if it works for dogs. It has unusual black and golden flowers. Yeah, I know what this is. I remember it from... Let me just double check. Jacob's Worth. I think it's Jacob's Worth. Yeah, the leaves point the way to the people you're trying to locate. Next. Simone Green's back. Oh goodness, Hellboy, you haven't been getting of food? Really? That's terrible. Seriously? Whatever will become of you? Is there any cat food in this office anywhere? My mother's had me looking into the servant creature for you, but I'm afraid I've not been getting anywhere. It's strange, I'm sure I've seen some reference to it before, but I'm drawing a blank when I try to find anything. I think Lord Fremont's archives would be a good place to look. I was going to post this to you, but I was in town anyway, so I thought I'd drop it off in person. That and sneak in some... Oh, that's so cute. Alright, what do we have here? Lord Fremont's archives at Muncaster are home to many ancient and esoteric scrolls covering a wide variety of subjects. It might be worth a visit. Yeah, here we go, Muncaster Castle. I follow Fremont's manservant deep into the vaults of the castle. 2 hours later, I've still found no mention of the servant. On the verge of giving up, a name grabs my attention, the Woken Dendru. Didn't Verona say that was another name for the servant? Yes, the Woken Dendru is loyal to the summoner who becomes its master and can bid, and its terrible power to their will. This servant is assumed to be immortal since it has no known vulnerabilities, but that doesn't mean it cannot be defeated. Many hundreds of years ago, a site of ritual importance was created near Black Combe, to the south of the Watcher, the Great Oak, and the Dendru was ousted from this world. Unfortunately, although we know that 5 plants were required for the ritual, the specific plants are not known. Well, that doesn't really get me anywhere. Unless it's these plants somehow, the ones that are in this combination or on these papers here. But that doesn't really describe anything definitively. Never seen you before. Norwood, please. I find it's the only thing that can keep me from nodding off on the night shift. But the crunchy root of this... Oh, right. Unnatural light. Wait a second. Does that mean I can use this thing? Huh. That's interesting. Is this the only plant that does that? The description is really vague, but just to be sure, I'll scan the rest of them with this. I don't see anything any different. So yeah, this is Norwood. And I have an entry for Daisy Dock. A simple potion that will grant courage can be brewed from the leaves. It is said that ancient warriors would take it before going into battle. Yeah, these symbols aren't very conclusive, are they?